Hi everyone, I wanted to record this video with answers to the questions that you left in the poll. So here we go. The first question is, how long have I been teaching? So this is actually my 20th year as a teacher at an AUHST. For 19 years, I was at Magnolia High School and I would teach at CPA a couple of times for like one class. And this year, my 20th, is the first time that I am doing all CBA. So I'm really happy to be here. Some of my hobbies. Okay, I've got to write some notes because there's a lot of questions. I really like to read. I'm an English teacher. I mean, it's cliche, but it's true. I love playing video games. I like going to concerts. I love going to Disneyland right now, but my favorite thing to do is play with my 2-year-old son. He is a riot. Um, what books do I recommend? And the ask was specifically calming books for teens. So this question is so subjective because everybody likes different things. And if I suggest a calming book that I think is calming, you might totally disagree if it's not your genre. So I think the most calming thing to do is actually reread something. There's comfort in like rewatching a show or rereading a book that you've loved. And to me, that's what I would do if I feel the need to calm down. I do have some recommendations though. So one is a book called I'm Judging You by Levi Ajayi. It's hilarious. She is just a brilliant observer of human nature, and that book is really fun. We're actually going to read a little bit of it in class and do some revision. Comfort books for me. I love Jurassic Park. That was one of my favorite books growing up. I reread it at least 16 times, probably more. So that to me would be one. Pride and Prejudice is generally thought to be a pretty calming book because it's romance, it's a slow burn, it's beautiful. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I would recommend revisiting those, though they can get stressful in the later books. There's a book series I love called Daughter of Smoke and Bone that I recommend to a lot of students. If you like fantasy romance, that's a great one. Heartstopper is beautiful. If you're a poet or if you like poetry, Rupi Kaur books are really comforting and sweet. And there's another romance book called Eleanor. And again, that is really subjective. So I'd love to talk to the student about what you've liked before, and I can help you find a better book that helps calm down. The college I attended, I actually attended two. So right out of high school, I went to Cal State Fullerton, where I got my English degree and my teaching credential. So go Titans. And then after I started teaching at Magnolia in Anaheim, I went to Concordia University to get my master's in education. Uh, Favorite food? Oh, easy one. I love Mexican food. I like anything spicy and specifically Mexican food, though I love like curry from both in Thai food and in Indian food. I like all kinds of things. One thing that is unique about me, though, is that I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat chicken. Once in a while, I will have fish or shrimp. In my perfect world, I am vegan, and I've been vegan before. I try not to eat animals, but we do what we can, right? So anyway, yeah, I love Mexican food. There's so many ways to make Mexican food totally vegan, and it still has all the flavors and all the spices and all the comfort and the love. Yeah, I could just eat a bean burrito like any day of my life, or a taco, or mole. I love mole on beans and rice. Oh my gosh. Anyway, heaven. How long is, or sorry, oh, that's two questions. I didn't copy it right. So, what is my favorite reading genre is the actual question. Again, I like all kinds of things. I tend to go toward science fiction and fantasy. I really love, I don't know, so many fantasy films and things. But another genre I love is nonfiction, and that's a really great one. So, I do recommend that. Um, what is my favorite book or author? I have so many. My favorite thing is probably Hamlet by William Shakespeare. I've reread it a million times and I've seen every production of it ever. Um, I used to love Neil Gaiman, and it turns out he is a horrible person. So I'm having a really hard time where one of my heroes has turned out to be just not a good man, and I'm struggling with that. I think a lot of people feel that when like they learn who Kanye was and what he's done, and P Diddy and all of that. So I mean, it's not like it's the first time this has happened, but I'm really sad because his writing style and the content and all that I loved, and then he's just evil, so I'm struggling. I love a book called Catch and Kill by Roman Farrow, actually about the kind of predation that Neil Gaiman is part of. There's an author named Atul Gawande who does a lot of medical books. He's like a surgeon in real life, and then he writes these incredible books about what it's like to be a surgeon, and different things with healthcare. And again, Jurassic Park. I love Michael Crichton, who wrote Jurassic Park, and he also wrote Sphere and Congo and all these incredible books. They're fantastic. Let's see. My favorite color, easy, black. I love black. I think every room needs a little black. I'm not wearing it now, but honestly, I could wear all black every day and I would be totally fine. I'm a little goth emo girl at heart. But I love blue, I love pink, I love other colors, but black is my favorite. Best part about teaching English, so great. I love connecting with students about ideas. I love talking about books with kids and listening to what they have to say. I love finding the right book for a student and then watching them light up because there's something about a book, like once you read it, it just jumps into your soul and like it becomes a part of you. And I like soul sharing. It's like the cheesiest way to say it, but I think it's really unique. And young people are so fun and impressionable. And the books that I read when I was young really helped form who I was. So even if me as a teacher doesn't make an impact on their lives, sharing a book with them that might impact them is wonderful. Favorite movie? Okay, I had to write these down too because there's so many. I have a list, of course. There's a romantic film that came out when I was in college called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and another one called Lost in Translation, and another one called, actually, this came out a long time ago, Edward Scissorhands. And all three of them are sort of dark romances where is the ending a happy ending? It's kind of bittersweet. And I realize that's my thing and I like all kinds of films. I love Star Wars. I love everything, but um, I love all the Marvel films, like, I've seen them all. Um, you know, there is something great about romance that in a film, in a piece of art that you're like, ooh, that it's the perfect ending, but is it the happiest ending? No, but it's perfect. Um, Favorite TV show, had to make a list too. So there's, you'll see, I'm kind of a dark person. There's a show called 6 Feet Under that came out when I was a senior in high school. So I was like 18. And the youngest daughter in that show was 18. And she and I sort of went to college at the same time and like had experiences around the same. Like there were so many weird ways where I fit this character, Claire, even though when I watched it the first time I didn't like Claire, and then I watched it when I was older and I love her. Um, but it's a show about a family. It's a family drama that's kind of has absurdities, but ultimately they are a family that runs their business is a funeral home. So people die all the time, and it's about life and death. And I learned this incredible thing, which is why do people die? And the quote is from the show, to make life important. And that just like was a gut punch because my grandfather died around that time, and I don't know. It's a beautiful, beautiful show. So when you're older, it's worth checking out. It is dated at this point because it came out in like 2001, but I loved it. More recent shows that I adore. The Good Place is phenomenal. Game of Thrones is great. I like those books too. And there's a show on Disney Plus called Agatha All Along, which is in the Marvel Universe, and I am obsessed with that show. So if you're into any of those Marvel things, we can chat. Kind of music do I like? Okay. Another list. I have so many notes. So my favorite band is one called Radiohead. They have been out since 1992, and I discovered them around like 96. I was a kid, so and we didn't share music as easily as we do now. But I realized, oh my gosh, the same band has like written all these songs that I like on the radio, which is how we listen to music. But I've been a fan of theirs for decades and decades, and I've seen them a bunch of times, and they are the soundtrack of my life. I also like indie rock. I love the Decemberists. I like Alabama Shakes. All kinds of bands. But it's not just those genres. I like all kinds of things, but those are like the ones I always return to. Interpol, Oasis, The Smiths, Morrissey. I don't know. Lots of them. What fun things do I do on the weekend? So, as a mom of a 2-year-old, my life revolves around him. We love going to Disneyland. We have passes right now. We may not always have passes, but I grew up here. I used to work at Disney when California Adventure opened, and yeah, it's like in our backyard, and I've always been a little bit of a Disney head. I'm not crazy, but a little bit. It's just I know that park like it is my backyard. Um, so I like taking my son. He started going there when he was, couldn't even walk, and now he's 2 and goes on rides. And he's really tall, so he goes on rides, and I'm like, or he could go on rides that are like way too scary for him. But like, dude, you're just so tall. It's wild. But I like seeing him grow up with that in the background, and he's still at an age where he gets in for free, so that's nice. That will not always be the case. We like to swim. We go to zoos and parks, that kind of thing. Just anything that makes him happy and is safe. Do I have to travel? Yes, I do not do it enough. But again, being a mother of a 2-year-old, that's not going to happen that much. But yes, I love to travel. I've pretty much liked everywhere I visited. It's not much because I'm always curious, so there's not much that I don't like. Best place I visited, it would be Tide. I've been to London twice and I loved it. I think in my heart of hearts, I want to live there. And one day I might. Who knows? It'll be a while. But yeah, I love London. And then most recent place I visited that's out of the country is Scotland. I went a few years ago. So again, it's been a while. But Scotland was absolutely beautiful. And I was shocked at how fun it was. And yeah, it was just gorgeous. And we had really good weather, weirdly. It's always rainy there, but it wasn't when we were there. So it's just I was like could get lost in the hills. I feel like I could just sit on a hill and write poetry there and enjoy bagpipes. I don't know. I dug it. Yeah. So thank you for all your questions. I sorry this was long, but I wanted to get through all your answers and not do this during a session when, we have class. So, all right. Thank you. Bye.